Buongiorno from our home in Sicily, where we're going to head to the southeast corner of the island and Ragusa, a magical Baroque town on top of a hill. The drive over there is even incredible. There are a lot of cultural nuances in this video that I think you'll enjoy, and we'll have a professional guide talk about the history and why Ragusa is so important.
Don't forget the walking on the side, the little side streets, Esther, that's just beautiful. And mostly, though, it's the food there that is just completely particular to Sicily, especially the cheese.
Let's go.
Giardini Ibla. Here we are in May, and it is roses season. It's a very peaceful place to sit and admire nature. During the winter and spring, this place closes at sunset, but in the summer it stays open until 1 a.m. So imagine you go swimming down at the Marina di Ragusa, then you come up here, it's cooler, and hang out here in the shade. And by the way, this is where the locals do their passeggiata. After dinner, take a walk. It's really a social place to gather. Before movie theaters and so forth, this was the place to come to. As you walk into the main square, right before the public garden, is this sundial. That is so cool.
That's very interesting. That's amazing.
All right, let me explain how this sundial works. You see the series of numbers on the left, right? And I think you can see that the shadow on 21 is almost at the end. What you do is 24 hours is when sun sets. So you add 21 plus 3 equals 24. It's now 4 o'clock and the sun will set. 21 plus 3 equals 24. So in 3 hours, the sun will set. And that's exactly when it's been setting, around 7:15. Ancient ingenuity, I tell ya.
This is our favorite Ragusa guide.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Esther.
I tell you, always a pleasure. Let's start out with the most important date, and that is the 1693 date that devastated this area.
Yeah. Well, you know, Sicily is a seismic land, frequently of earthquake, but this is a starting point. This was a turning point in the local history from Catania southwards. Meant 1,000 victims, but it was an option as well to make a new start. The new start time was needed, obviously, but this was an opportunity to build up more and more beautiful buildings than before. And we are now on the top of a hill, which is dated back to the Sicily age, prehistorical people. But the urban system is medieval, but the architecture and the buildings are Baroque, dated back to the 18th century.
This is the portal of Saint George, the only remaining structure from the 1693 earthquake, and it has become the symbol of Ragusa. It's the first thing that you see as you walk into the city.
This area was destroyed, and there's now a Ragusa Ibla Superiore.
Yeah.
There's the Marina of Ragusa. And how did they decide where to rebuild?
Yeah, this was the third option we had in the southeast. Basically, there were the options to rebuild on the coastline, big towns like Catania, Syracuse, because of the double economy, sea economy, inland economy, or to make a new start. Noto, for instance, is one of the most famous. Here, Modica was rebuilt the same place, but here instead the people they split. They disagreed what to do. So the upper class. I'm guessing
the clergy and the politicians disagreed.
Yes. But also not only that, but also the upper class and the working class. The upper class, they wanted to rebuild here again, a question of prestige, right? But the working class, considering this town had no chances to be developed, to be enlarged outside the hilltop, they decided to move 1 mile, no more. They carried their own patron saint, which was, and these still today, St. John. and they built a new town in the upper part, which was known as Ragusa Superiore, while this was known as Ragusa Inferiore. But in 1926 there was an opportunity to join together, and they became the ninth province in Sicily. So today we have two names, Ragusa Ibla. Today the old site is Ibla, and the ninth province in Sicily. Two names, one province, one town.
5 things to see in Ragusa
In
Ibla.
Ragusa Ibla.
Let's start out with the
Yeah.
most important.
Obviously, the Duomo Saint George's excellent example of Baroque architecture, with the typical characteristic of the Southeast Baroque district, which means concavity, convexity, but most of all the bells inside the tower, inside the facade. This was a technique to avoid wasting time and money, because the first thing to fall down when there was a big earthquake was the bell tower. That's why now the bells are included inside the facade.
As you can see, this church is not as lit as normal Baroque churches, and in fact, when it was built, there wasn't much light. It was built in the 1700s. So what they did is in the 1830s put up the dome, and also some stained glass windows to give it a little bit of a light so it could be called a Baroque church. Now, what's also interesting in this church is these structures right here. They're not columns, they're pillars that they built, because remembering that the 1693 earthquake destroyed so much of the town, they wanted to make sure the structure remained intact. And there's Saint George.
They are meant.
Next to the Duomo is the street where you can wander around and see more palaces. If you come up here past the Duomo is the Palazzo La Rocca, with fascinating balconies with different scenes.
That entire square over there by San Giorgio, the main Duomo, is great because you can get a scacce or a granita, or there's some shops over there. There's a few ceramic places. There's some arches you can walk through. So that whole area, that whole piazza right there is really a great place to take a break after walking around.
A little hint, folks, females, you can't have your shoulder exposed. They were pretty militant the last times we went there about women coming in there in, like, you know, tank tops or T-tops, whatever those things are called. They actually have like shawls or something you could put on your shoulders, but it's a pretty religious interior. Not to mention the statuary, it just blows you away.
And that's true in some, but not
Right,
all of the
right.
churches here in Sicily. You should have a cover, but if you don't, they do have a shop. All right, let's continue our tour with Attilio.
Piazza San Giuseppe, St. Joseph's Church, built in the 1800s. Next to the Palazzo Comunale and the church is a nunnery. Yes, an active nunnery. And the interesting thing is there's a hallway inside where the nuns could peek out into the maybe mass going on and not be recognized because there's a screen protecting them and the public.
Then St. Joseph Church, sadly, because it's a unique, especially inside. The inside a special shape because it's by a nunnery, so it's an enclosed church which has a very interesting shape inside.
Do you know what I really find interesting? And all over Sicily, that you have the cathedral and the town hall right next to each other so they can keep an eye on each other.
That's why the two main powers of the age the crown, let's say, and the church. All right, so the political power and the religious power, which was also political power as well, not only religious. Now, this is the typical architecture we find in any medieval, even Baroque, because even Noto, even Syracuse, they have
Everywhere.
the same story.
So Saint Joseph, the main Duomo.
So again, Saint George, ringing now. Saint Joseph, Saint George, Saint Joseph. The garden is really nice, green spots, which is very interesting as well. And then I suggest food.
Scacce.
Scacce or cannoli or ice cream or granita. You know, Sicily is.
I would
It's a
say,
really-
what about the cheese? Because the cheese of Ragusa is
excellent.
famous.
Ragusa cheese is the cheese corner. Okay, so we have mostly cow cheese. But also mozzarella, because recently I have buffalo mozzarella production as well with buffaloes.
If you don't like cheese, don't come to Sicily, because cheese is a way of life. And let me tell you, some of these local cheeses are just exceptional. But Ragusa really is known primarily for its delicious cheeses. There we go. That's a taste of everything. Little scaccia, little caponata, little sandwich. Did you know this area produces 70% of this country's carobs? Yes. In past years, this was a candy bar, a chocolate bar, an energy bar, because it's very, very sweet. But inside, listen to this. Inside these, as you break them open, are these seeds. All of these seeds, believe it or not, weigh the same. So 5 of these equal 1 gram. So this was used. This was the standard used to measure gold and so forth. And so that is where the word carrot come from. So the carob fruit produced these carrots that we now know as a measurement for gold, but in the past, because they all weighed the same, this is what they used to decipher how much gold or silver they found.
Hey Esther, I understand you have a pretty significant milestone coming up. Am I
It's
correct?
not that significant. It's just a birthday.
Her birthday is going to be June 6th. So I was thinking about, I'd like to do something, besides me doing something for her. I wanted you, me, and Sicily to do something. So I figured out what I'd like to do. Can I tell her?
Go for it.
All right. Our September trip is one of my favorite trips. It's one of her favorite trips. And she brags
For
about the
sure.
Liparian Islands all the time.
Aeolian Islands.
Excuse me. The Aeolian Islands featuring
Leap, buddy.
Lipari. All right. So, and I also like to go to Giardini Naxos at the Helena Yacht Club,
I
right?
love that place. Especially you love that sandwich.
I like their club sandwich at the Helena, and of course I love Roberto. But anyways, it's one of our signature trips. In commemoration of Esther's birthday, for first-time travelers only, all right? First-time travelers only. If you express an interest between now and June 6th, the day of her birthday, we'll give you...
2026.
2026, we'll give you and your travel partner or group, okay, a discount of an additional $200 off our price, which is pretty darn good to begin with.
It's a
Each.
great tour. We go to Mount Etna and some beautiful, off the beaten path towns like Randazzo, Castiglione di Sicilia. Come and see how real Sicilians live. Of course, Taormina, Giardini Naxos, and the city of Messina and Savoca. Then we go to Lipari, which is just paradise within paradise. And then we come over here in Catena. Trust me, it is a great trip. And wait till you see Sunset Pizza in Lipari. It's a great trip.
You'll fly into Catania Airport for that. I believe that's probably the best airport for you to fly into. However, this is only for our first timers. Why are we doing this for first timers? Because we want to get you addicted to Sicily. That's why. Because this place, believe me, it bites you and it gets into your soul. So come on down.
I'm a prime example
Right here.
of that. All right, let's go back to the video.
I love these arches. They're all over here in Ragusa, and it gives you that ancient feel, right? medieval feel. And the interesting thing about this location right here is that on the left and on the right are the Baroque structure, all united by this arch, and then there's a beautiful place there that you can enjoy both buildings. All over Sicily, there are these little areas where you can just stop in, say a prayer, this beautiful chapel, in an ancient stone structure. And believe me, it's cooler in here. Over the years, just like Ortigia, lots of new shops have popped up all over the place. Lots of new restaurants, things to buy. But the constant has changed. The whole feel of the city of Ragusa, up here in Ragusa Ibla, and even driving here, it's so rustic. And what I love about Sicily is that you can go from town to town, province to province, and have a completely different feel. I mean, look at this place compared to like a Siracusa or a Catania, where everything's lava. The stones and the building types are just spectacular. Circolare di conversione, full of all types of symbolisms about Sicilian life. Buongiorno from Giardini Naxos. Check out my new beach bag, Yumi in Sicily. Perfect to put your towel, sunscreen, and maybe one of Alfred's books, and enjoy the beautiful beaches wherever you are in the world. I'll leave you a link to this exact bag in the comments below. Hope to see you in Sicily. Ciao. How many churches are in Ragusa?
At the moment, now 32 churches, but only 2 of them are open. The other are closed, obviously, because first of all, not so many people live here. We have no dwellers. We have the tourist season, which goes between the Christmas time until October. But if you come here in January, February, the place is really silent town, and only you find here only the pharmacy, the bookshop, the supermarket, and nothing else.
So the Palazzos are
the Palazzo,
also
which is not to be missed, is also Palazzo Arezzo. There are 2 or 3 Arezzos here, because Arezzo was a very popular and powerful family in Ragusa. But Palazzo Arezzo di Donna Fugata, which has been also the venue for the Montalbano, Inspector Montalbano, but every corner indeed, especially this palace here, and including the palazzo, the Circolo di Conversazione, which shows us life and politics and society, Sicilian
full
society.
of symbols.
Yeah, symbols of Sicilian life and economy until recently, until 1 century ago.
Grazie mille. Ci
Great
vediamo
pleasure.
prossima volta.
Come again. Ciao.
All right, you saw our mugs. By the way, this Sicilian queen is also available with the aprons and t-shirts and so forth. And then we have our Yumi in Sicily logo, also available in mugs, in t-shirts, in sweatshirts, and so forth. And then show them your beddo, which is also available in different things like t-shirts and so forth. So all of those are in our shop, which is down below, Spread Shop. And there's lots of events, lots of things to look at, so check it out.
It'll also be posted, I believe, this weekend on our www.yumiinsicily.com regular website. So now you can literally do one-stop shopping. For all your tours, all the information is there. Number 2, my 7 books on Sicily, including my last 2 releases, The Infinity Protocol and my 75-year-old Sicilian life, and all our merch. One-stop shopping.
www.yumiinsicily.com.
How much better can it get?
We are just finishing up with a fabulous May group tour. Really great people from all over, including Australia. We love it when people from Australia and Canada join us as well. And already our May 2027 tour, Grand Tour, is on our website, www.youmeandsicily.com. May is a beautiful time in Sicily. The flowers are blooming. The weather is just right. We didn't have any rain. Boy, it's
Nope.
beautiful. And that's about it. Thank you so much for joining us. Buona domenica. And chin chin to you, Al.
Se benedica, grazie per tutti. Ciao ciao.
Ciao.